Kirk Herbstreit, Jerry Punch in a second. We're here to tell you that Texas football is back. This could be a title contender for 2001, but they want to end 2000 on a high note. We've seen the players this week. Physically, you look at them and you say Texas wins this game. But Oregon's heard that for the last 6 years, and they've won 48 games, more than anybody else in the Pac-10. What do you guys see tonight?
Well, if you're a fan of big plays in bowl games, this is definitely the football game you want to watch. Because if you look at the defenses, both of them like to take chances, both play a ton of man coverage, and both offenses have the ability to make those defenses pay. For Texas, it'll be Chris Sims, a heralded quarterback. Throughout his career, he has had a lot of pressure. He's had a decent season this year, up and down, finished very strongly against the arch rival Texas A&M, where he threw for over 383 yards with 3 touchdowns. Now tonight, Oregon will press him, play a ton of man, and I think Chris Sims could have a big night tonight throwing to some young freshman wide receivers by the name of Roy Williams and B.J. Johnson. Could be electrifying plays tonight.
Texas better score because Oregon's a hot football team. They won 8 out of the last 9. They've done it with an offense that averages over 400 yards of total offense each game. Their leader, number 3, quarterback Joey Harrington. Joey's an excellent passer, tremendous leader. Most important, 13-2 as a starter. But keep your eyes tonight on a junior college running back, number 9, Maurice Morris. This kid can fly, he can run it, he can catch it. Dr. Jerry Punch, Oregon's got tremendous offensive balance. I think they're going to test the Texas defense.
Exactly. You know, Oregon's well aware of the fact that they grow up large in Longhorn land. This year, all the eyes of Texas have been focused on 2 massive All-American defensive tackles, the 320-pounders by the name of Casey Hampton and Sean Rogers. Hampton was Big 12 Conference Defensive Player of the Year and became the first defensive lineman in Longhorn history to lead the Longhorns back-to-back years in total tackles. Sean Rogers, despite missing 2.5 games for a high ankle sprain, had pretty impressive numbers as well. And Mike, it should be a lot of fun tonight watching these potential first-round draft picks in the NFL play their final college game.
23rd Culligan Holiday Bowl. 13 of the previous 22 games have been decided in the final 2 minutes and have been decided by a touchdown or less. Oregon won the toss, deferred the option to the second half, so Texas will receive. Dan Katz, not a strong leg, just 4 touchbacks this year, kicking off. Ivan Williams and Victor Ike, the deep men. It's Ivan Williams from the 9. Takes it out across the 30 and to the 31-yard line. The tackle for Keith Lewis. So here comes Texas, led by Chris Sims. You know everything about him. He's Phil's son, high school player of the year nationally in '98. Second starting stint of the season, comes off his best game of his career. And on the Beck starting lineups, Hodges Mitchell, second straight 1,000-yard rushing season. And what about the receivers, Kirk?
Keep an eye on Roy Williams, number 4, and B.J. Johnson, both true freshmen. And as much man coverage that they'll face tonight, Texas is going to have to make them pay with the deep ball. Drive
start for the Longhorns from the 31. And Sims to the air right away. Incomplete. Looking for Roy Williams. The coverage was there from Rashard Bowman. We're going to see that matchup all night. Let's talk about the battle up front on the lines, Lee.
Left tackle, number 70, senior Leonard Davis, 6'6", 327 to the top offensive line prospect for the National Football League. I'll tell you one thing, he's the best-looking offensive lineman I've ever seen in person.
Wow.
Mike Williams isn't far behind.
Defensive front, Saul Patu, second all-time in sacks. Seth McEwen gets the start. Jason Nicolau is not hurt, but we'll see the senior defensive end as the night goes on. On second down, Sims has 5 receivers in the pattern. And the lefty fires complete to B.J. Johnson. Be very close to first down yardage at the 41. Let's finish these lineups. Tell you about the back 7 for the Ducks. If Collier, Smith, who was a first-round draft pick by the Kansas City Royals and had a good baseball career, and Sable, they're all seniors. And the secondary for the Ducks tested tonight.
I indicated a little bit earlier how the Texas offensive players and receivers are going to have to make plays. Keep an eye on Rashad Bowman, number 17, and Steve Smith, number 6. They're going to be on an island a lot tonight, and they need to be able to make some plays, and they'll be tested. That's what Rashad Bowman loves to see.
He loves to chat as well. He's going to see number 4, Williams, a lot tonight. Movement up front. The give first time for the night. Hodges Mitchell. There was no flag. And the first down carry goes to the 44. A pickup of 3. Hodges Mitchell, 1,118 yards this season. Senior. Small guy at 5'7", but he is dangerous not just as a rusher, but a pass catcher. 37 catches this year.
That's a good point. He's number 2 in the Big 12 for yards receiving by running backs, only behind Quentin Griffin of Oklahoma. So you know he's going to be a threat coming out of that backfield.
2nd and 7. Option left. Mitchell. Good open field tackle by Bowman. He's 5'8". He's undersized. He is playing at a disadvantage compared to the Texas athletes. When he told us, hey, I'm a football player. And we said, well, what about the size? He said, no. I'm a football player.
That's all that matters.
Well, I tell you what, he can talk all he wants. He's first team all Pac-10, and this is what I like about him. Watch him, reads the run, comes up, Kirk, and gets good squaring. You see the reason why he makes that play? He got down nice and low, and he got down underneath the pads, and boom, exploded to him. Nice play, Bowman.
3rd and 5. Healy comes back in the game, giving him the 4-receiver look. And Sims throws underneath. Incomplete. He wanted B.J. Johnson, but the coverage was there. And Texas will likely punch it away. Rasuli Webster, the free safety.
This was a play right now that it looked like Sims had him, but I believe the ball might have been tipped somewhere along the line of scrimmage, right there by that defensive back. I tell you what, Kirk, Sims is more impressive than I thought he would be starting the ball game off.
Considering he's still young in his career, he stepped in with great poise here. That was a nice play by Webster to get a hand on the ball.
Chris Stockton, the do-it-all kicker for the Longhorns, cannot pin Oregon inside of its own 20, so the Ducks will start at the 20. Cable cam comes down the Oregon sideline with us tonight here at Qualcomm Stadium. Opening drive for the Ducks. They average just under 29 points per game. Getting in the hands of Sammy Parker, the speedster redshirt freshman receiver. What a hit he took after 8 yards. Quentin Jammer from the corner said, hello. Flag down on the play as well.
Interesting call here by Jeff Tedford, the offensive coordinator of Oregon, opening the game here with the reverse. And Sammy Parker has blazing speed. Once he gets to the outside, right there, you can't really tell if he's out of bounds. Oh, there it was, right there.
It was on Greg Brown.
It was a late hit there on Greg Brown coming through.
Greg Brown in the last game, first defensive snap, made an impact, an interception of a Texas A&M pass to set the tone in their rivalry game.
I like the call because Texas has got tremendous team speed and pursuit, and a reverse like that will slow them down and make sure they play the backside. I like the call to start the ball game off.
Still it's 15 more yards after the foul. So Joey Harrington and the Oregon offense have it at the 42. Nice play fake. To the fullback, Josh Lyon. First down and more. Spilled in the secondary by Jakari Pearson. But a gain of 18, and Oregon has back-to-back first downs.
Another great call here by Jeff Tedford. Texas is a defense that plays a ton of man-to-man coverage. Here the linebacker gets caught up. Eric Waz, number 2, the outside linebacker responsible for Lyon, gets caught up with the play action. And once he rolled out, there was nobody there to cover the fullback.
But again, misdirection against teams that can run are the best way to start the ball game. That was another misdirection call. Excellent call.
Now they come out 3 receivers and 1 back. You'll see lots of formations. And the first touch of the night is a big one from Mo Morris. Could have been even bigger. Boy, did he explode through there. Sean Rogers got an arm on him. So here is Joey Harrington. Grew up an Oregon fan. He's living his life dream. He's quarterbacking the school he always wanted to go to. Second team all Pac-10 behind Marcus Tuiasosopo. Morris, 1,106 yards this year. The receivers, Howery and Tucker, average 16 yards per catch. Texas is the headline offensive team, but the Ducks can quick strike as well. After Maurice Morris picked up 6, here's 2nd and 4. That is Keenan Howery, the sophomore in motion. Harrington. First down for Morris. Stepped out of bounds on the near sideline. That's 3 first downs on the opening drive for the Ducks. Taking through the rest of this battle up front, the Oregon offensive line.
Number 76, the right tackle, senior Lee Gundy, 6'6", 325, all Pac-10, number 2 team. He represented the team yesterday at the Culligan Holiday Bowl banquet. Very, very impressive young man.
On the Texans defensive front, Hampton and Rogers. Jerry told you about the two studs in the middle, but the key man this year may have been Kalen Thornton, a true freshman who made a big impact at a position where the Longhorns had some of the biggest question marks coming into the season. On 1st and 10, it is Harrington looking for a receiver, looking for the end zone. It's caught out of bounds at the 5. Spectacular Keenan Howry catch. First and goal, Ducks.
What they did that time, Kirk, is they ran a little crossing route. They run the wide receiver up the middle. Then Keenan Howry did a little circle pass. Watch the way he comes out. Oh, wasn't that sensational concentration, Kirk?
It's big-time catch. Keenan Howry, known for his great hands, kind of a wheel route. He takes Roderick Babers down the sideline, and just after he catches the ball, Chris Carter-like getting that left foot down.
Line is the lone back. They go 4 receivers and spread the field on 1st and goal. Oregon looking to strike first. Quarterback draw. Quarterback down to the 1. 2nd and goal for Harrington and company, so the linebackers and DBs must be on alert here for the Longhorns. That linebacking crew in the middle is D.D. Lewis, top tackler, made the move from offense to defense and grew as a player on that side of the ball this year. The secondary has been tested already tonight.
Well, we talked about big plays on both sides. Both defenses gamble, play a ton of man. The man to watch in the secondary for Texas is Quentin Jammer, moved from free safety to corner this year. Big hitter, also is very athletic. He's going to have to play well tonight.
2nd and goal, Morris in the backfield. They give to Mo Morris. Can't get all the way home. Reed Boyd, a reserve linebacker, one of the players in there, but the middle is tough to run on against Texas.
I was going to say, you got to really have a lot of confidence to go up the middle against the big boys in there. Sean Rogers and Casey Hampton.
Yeah, but the one thing they didn't do well there is they tried to pull the left guard, James Adam, instead of leading the lead blocker to pick up that screen linebacker. They could have scored it. I still think that they'll try to go either off tackle or in between, but this time I think they'll have a lead blocker and go over the top.
Third and goal. Inyi Wamuo, the tight end, in motion. They'll throw for it. Harrington, wide open, touchdown, Oregon, Justin Peele. If I had to guess, I would say it's a 60-40 Oregon house. Eugene, 200 miles closer than Austin to San Diego. Extra point try for Josh Frankel, who struggled mid-season, but was fine with extra points. And he adds the 7th for the Ducks.
What they did here is they faked the lead play to the outside, and Justin Peele, Kirk, jumped to the outside, 6'5", 245. Interesting note here, the first yo of the week, only 2 football teams have driven 80 or more yards for a score against Texas this season. Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and now Oregon Ducks.
8-play, 80-yard touchdown drive, capped off by the tight end Justin Peele. Harrington perfect on the drive. Oregon leads 7-0. Ivan Williams and Victor Ike. It'll be Williams from the 5. And he's tackled at the 26-yard line. Mike Tirico, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit, Dr. Jerry Punch. The 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. 3rd possession for Texas. They start with a Hodges-Mitchell run. Spinning 4-3. Ryan Mitchell, the 2nd hit. Here's Dr. Jerry on the sideline.
After the last Texas possession, Chris Sims came to the sideline and was talking to the coaches upstairs, talking to Greg Davis. He got off the phone, walked over, and basically what he was telling the receivers is, this is exactly what we were told was going to happen. They're going to do some things to confuse us. They moved to safety to confuse me, and then receiver coach Darryl Drake walked over and told his 3 young freshman guys, enough with the talking. Don't worry about talking. We need to play early on.
throw. That's B.J. Johnson, the true freshman. Not going anywhere. The ball came out, and Oregon has it. Jason Nicolau made the first hit to knock Johnson crooked, and the rest of the Ducks picked it up. Oregon starts in the red zone.
You know who gets a hand in there is Steve Smith, number 6. Always around the football, always making plays. He's versatile. I mentioned he's physical. He can come up and tackle. He has the skill to go out into the secondary and make plays against the talented receivers. Here he reads the play. He's going to come in from the left side of your screen, make the tackle, and right when he makes the tackle, the ball comes loose. Steve Smith, great play again, and Jet Boyce recovered it.
Well, this emotional Oregon team, as we said, underdog coming in. This is the tag they've worn for years. They're very comfortable in this role, and they're showing poise early. Keenan Howery in motion. He can throw. He tried to throw the first play of the Oregon State game. He comes back to Harrington, who has it. Touchdown! It didn't work to open the Civil War against hated rival Oregon State. It works here tonight. Joey Harrington's touchdown catch puts the Ducks up 2 scores. Josh Frankel's extra point. The turnover immediately becomes a touchdown. Oregon 14, Texas nothing.
All right, the reason why this play works is that when you play man-for-man coverage, the only man that doesn't have a defensive player assigned to him is the quarterback, number 3, Joey Harrington. That's why he's wide open, Kurt.
He looked like Steve Young back in '82 going in there for the touchdown. The ball is perfectly thrown here. We got to get Howery back there throwing the ball more often. And how about the athlete? How about the quarterback making the play? Making it happen, Joey Harrington. Good job. You know how important this game is for him after what he wanted to beat Oregon State with all of his heart. And he unfortunately had a rough game. He threw 5 interceptions.
Williams just gets past the 20-yard line. Well covered. The final tackle made by Jermaine Hanspard, who's playing through injury. Well, that will do it for the first quarter here in San Diego. It was Texas and the big playability coming in that was touted. Like we said, Oregon's right in a row. They're comfortable. They can make big plays happen as well. Opening drive, they were solid and moved down the field with Joey Harrington. Got in position for the touchdown. The long ball to Keenan Howery. The interception by Steve Smith. And the other turnover set up the touchdown pass back to Harrington. 14-0 Ducks after 15 minutes. Here's the numbers after one. Oregon leading 14-0.
The biggie right here for Texas to 2 costly turnovers in the first quarter.
One directly leading to a touchdown, the throwback pass to the quarterback Harrington. We start with 1st and 10 from its own 34, Texas. Sims with 4 receivers downfield, then releasing. It's Treisel, the fullback, and Matt, his 6th catch of the season, is a 5-yard pickup. Here's Jerry on the sideline.
End of the first quarter, Texas head coach Mack Brown talking about his young quarterback and basically a lot of confidence building on the sidelines when they came over and talked to him during the end of the quarter. He said, we expected this young man, expected him to be a little bit inconsistent at the beginning of the football game, but his consistency will come, and as it comes, our offense will begin to move. So we have no concerns here on the Longhorn sideline.
There you see Chris's numbers. A kid who absolutely lives for football. On the delay, Mitchell. He gets to the 41-yard line. That's about it. Defensive line hanging in there and playing well most every snap and doing it with confidence now. Didn't start the game, but Jason Nicolau is back in and made the tackle.
Getting back to what Doc said, It's very important for Chris Sims. Early this year, he forced things. We talked about that. He learned a lot about that. It's important for him to use that knowledge now in this game, down 14-0. I think the natural progression is to go for the quick fix, get the long touchdown pass. He needs to stay within the offensive structure, continue to stick with that game plan and move the sticks. Move the sticks, and eventually you put points on the board.
3rd and 3. Roy Williams has not returned yet. A.J. Johnson and Healy at the top of the screen. And on the near side across midfield, it's Montrell Flowers. First down, Texas at the Oregon 49. 10 yards there. Jerry again.
You mentioned Roy Williams, a sensational freshman wide receiver. The word from the Longhorn bench is he has a strained right quadriceps muscle. They have taken Roy to the Texas locker room where the doctors have gone with him. They're going to try to stretch him a little bit, but a strained quad normally means you're done for the night. So he's still in the locker room. We'll give you a report when he comes back out momentarily, but probably not much action later on this evening.
That's a 40-catch, 20 yards per grab guy. It's a home run threat. Oregon bringing people here. First down. B.J. Johnson, true freshman, tripped up at the 32 by Matt Smith. That's 17 yards and a chain mover for the Longhorn.
You know, we talk a lot about Roy Williams when it comes to the Texas wide receivers, but B.J. Johnson is also a true freshman. Here he's in the slot. They say he has more speed out of his burst, the first 10 to 15 yards, than Roy Williams, and also has the ability to slither by the defensive back after making the catch.
The reason why he was wide open is Oregon took a chance and blitzed. The Texas offensive line picked up the blitz. There was no linebackers to help, and that's why Johnson was open on that play.
He's up now at the top of your screen with Healy and Montrell Flowers closest to you. The receiver set, and they run Mitchell to the 28-yard line. James Rose is that senior player, 94, showing emotion. He and Ed Wangler there as a couple of second-string defensive linemen try to keep the line fresh for Oregon.
It's a gain of 4 yards.
See what Texas does on this now soon-to-be dozen-play drive. Take the run, receiver open. Healy made 2 men miss, got over the 20 into the red zone. 1st and 10, Texas. The words between Healy here and Rasuli Webster.
Our boy Bowman, number 17, came up to make the play, Kirk, and what happened? Watch. Goodbye.
Lowered that shoulder up.
Lowered that shoulder. Healy, 6'1", 200, just kind of dropped that shoulder. And Mr. Bowman won't talk quite as much now after getting...
Don't count on it. Not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast.
I don't think that play will stop him from talking.
Oregon, as you see, late defensive adjustments. They only have 10 on the field. Will they be confused up front? Hodges Mitchell looks for an opening. Gets to the outside. Hodges Mitchell out of bounds. 1st and goal, Texas. They take it down to the 4.
He has such an explosive first couple steps. When he found that seam, I didn't think he was going to be able to turn the corner, but he got to the outside there, and he almost was able to take it through there. Watch the blocking up front. Follows the fullback. Once he cuts it to the outside, a couple players had the angle, and he simply outran them and almost took it all the way into the end zone.
He's had 156 straight times without a single fumble, only 2 fumbles and 491 carries. That's amazing.
A quick strike Longhorns, a long and patient drive. Will it pay off? Here is Mitchell. Touchdown, Texas.
And that's good for a Texas touchdown.
The offensive left side of the line, Davis, Dockery, and Anderson all come off the ball real hard, keep up their feet, and watch Hodges Mitchell make the break and cut back against the flow. The reason why that was a good play, Kirk, is the linebackers have a tendency to overflow on the goal line, and that's why Mitchell cut back and made the touchdown.
Senior Chris Stockton on for the extra point. Something he's done 134 other times in his 4-year Texas career. For Sims, little pressure on, engineers a 14-play, 76 yards, 6.5-minute drive. The Hodges-Mitchell touchdown makes it a 7-point game. University of Texas, hook 'em horn. Back in the game now. It's 14-7. 10.5 left. First half of the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. Chris Stockton picking to Jermaine Hansball from the goal line. Return to the 20. From the 31. First down. 3 yards there. His pass tells us that he stays as fresh, if not gets to be a better, stronger running back. But as was mentioned earlier, as this season went on, his first season at this level, the Knicks took their toll.
Well, teams early in the year were so concerned about Joey Harrington in the passing game that they stayed back, and then Maurice Morris was destroying them. And right around the USC game, around the early part, middle of the year, teams started to load up and really try to lock in on him, and then the Ducks had to throw the football for him. So Morris's numbers kind of declined as the year went on.
Off the edge to bring him down by Galen Thornton, that true freshman difference maker at end.
One of the great calls offensively against man coverage is the option, because the cornerback is going to run with the receiver, and you take away the man who's going to be responsible for the pitch. Here, Joey Harrington came down the line. All he had was one man in Galen Thornton to either kind of fake the pitch and cut underneath or pitch off of it. Very athletic move there by Thornton to take the quarterback and the running back away.
Long 6 here to pick up the first down. Three receivers on their side. Tight end from the other side. Jason Willis. Pearson with the Texas defense, a little attitude as they force Oregon up 3 and they make the first down. One first down now. Gain of 3 yards.
Curtis Dorr, he looked a little slow.
He's always slow.
All right, he looked a little slow. I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't go. I'd go after him.
No block punch this year. Notice that watching the show. Slow to get out. They have a return on for Hodges-Mitchell, who averaged 12 per return. The fair catches are at the 28. 35-yard punt from the senior from Waterford, Wisconsin. Joey Harrington, the Oregon quarterback, has thrown one and caught one from Keenan Howry. That came right after a Texas turnover. The last Longhorn drive was 14 plays and 76 yards. They start from 76 yards away from the goal line. Sims down the middle, first down. Brandon Healy from here in the San Diego area. Big play as he pushed out about 15 more on the Rasuli-Webster late hit.
There's such respect for these talented freshman receivers. Here to the right, B.J. Johnson took a double team, and it opened up the middle of the field. And what they call Brandon Healy is the old man, because they said he's been around here since Earl Campbell was here. Rasuli-Webster got pulled away. Then he came over with a late hit.
The problem there, the reason why that play is that Michael Cavalier, number 56, a linebacker, was trying to cover him. And anytime you can get isolated on a linebacker like that, it's good night, sweetheart. It's all over.
Tough flag as you see it there live, because it was still 1 foot inbounds, but he did have 1 foot on the white, and that's why the call came first against Oregon tonight.
Hate to be redundant, but I got to say that Chris Sims really looks good tonight. He looks like he's in a rhythm. I know he's made a few mistakes as far as the interception to Steve Smith, but as far as the intermediate passes, very accurate, right on the money.
He is the rare young quarterback who has a big arm. So it's 1st and 15. Hodges Mitchell.
The pitch out to Hodges Mitchell.
2nd and 12 after the gain of 3. That pass is caught. A short gain. The man who's been at issue with the movement, Chad Stevens, the sophomore, gets his 2nd catch of the season.
The way Chris Sims ended this season, it's such an up and down season. The debates, the controversy, should it be Major Applewhite, should it be Chris Sims? When Major Applewhite got hurt for a 2nd time and opening the door back up, Chris Sims finished the year strong. He really put an exclamation point to the regular season against A&M. This game for Chris Sims is huge going into the 2001 season. Got a chance to throw the ball here.
One way or the other.
Courtney Garcia, sophomore receiver, one of the 4. On 3rd and 8, Sims has mobility, hasn't crossed the line. Mitchell catches the deflection, and Hodges Mitchell has 1st and goal for Texas.
You cannot believe, I think he was 1.5 inches behind the line of scrimmage. Now, I know he's a great athlete, but don't tell me, Kirk, he knew where he was.
He knew what he was doing.
He didn't know where he was. That's
He knew
luck.
it all along.
He was running, and all of a sudden he said, what? No way you could call me. He knew what he was doing on that one. You talk
the
about
wide shot of it.
poise. Holy mackerel.
He looks poised. He moving around back there?
27 straight times Texas has gone into the red zone and scored, including the one on the last drive. Now going for a game-time touchdown. Mitchell a yard. It will be 2nd and goal coming up. The tackle, Jason Nicolau.
With so much focus on the running game at Texas, great time, I think, for play action, because Oregon is thinking that Texas is going to run because that big offensive line. That's some misdirection here.
Lots of quarterback draw also. That's what I do.
As Mitchell is a receiver, it's covered.
Right
Sims
there.
runs. Sims. Touchdown.
On the quarterback keep, number 1, Chris Sims. And that's a touchdown for the...
Took a shot there, too. But has his team in position to tie. Chris Stockton on to try and tie the game. First 14, the Ducks in the Pac-10. Next 14, the Longhorns from the Big 12.
Texas gets 5 wide receivers out. Chris Sims has all day to throw the football, and I think he's been playing better and better as this game has gone on. Texas down 14, and now they've tied this ball game up.
Automobile trolley, you can take a horse downtown. Those bicycles with a little seat in the back. There are so many ways to get around San Diego. Down at the Gas Lamp District earlier this week. A wonderful city. The teams have had a terrific time. The Holiday Bowl rolling out the red carpet. Trips to SeaWorld, the luncheon. The parade today with 100,000 people. The San Diego Zoo and the visit to the USS Boxer, the ship. Both teams got together. And most importantly, the game tonight. New game at 14. And nowhere to go for Allen Amundsen. Texas with a little hop in their step.
It's interesting, the emotions of college bowl games. One team seems to jump out of the gate, and then all of a sudden they let their guard down and they allow the other team to come back in.
Harrington and the Ducks from up 14 to tied, throwing it away, intended for Marshawn Tucker. Tucker and Howry, the 2 receivers, have been quiet. Sean Rogers, the likely first-round NFL draft pick, with great pressure.
Sean Rogers is 6'4", 320 pounds. We say it, he should be a first-round draft choice. The only problem he has right now is his durability. Now watch the quickness for a guy 320 pounds come in and make the tackle. The problem is Mike and Kirk, he's had a lot of injuries. Can he handle the National Football League injury-wise?
How about when he walked in along with P.C. Hampton and Leonard Davis and Mike Williams? I don't think there are 4 guys that can walk into a room in the NFL that look that good.
Harrington Incomplete. Texas has stepped up its defense and its defensive pressure, not just from the line, but the DBs now as well.
On the planet Mars, there's not four better-looking guys than those guys.
Those guys walked into the room, and I thought, my gosh, this isn't Colorado State in Wyoming.
And let me tell you another thing. They got a strength coach, Jeff Madden, who's better looking and bigger than they are. They've got to have the best-looking lineman in the world.
Mad Dog, they can put him in there. 3 technique.
I think he's playing in there right now.
Strap on a helmet. Get Mad Dog out there.
3rd and 10. Longhorns bringing pressure. Harrington throws, intercepted! To the house, Greg Brown! Texas touchdown! A flag is down at the 4. So hold on with the score.
You know what that might be? Strutting. That might be. He can do a little too much dancing, Mike. That's what I think.
Yes, it is. But the touchdown counts, and Texas takes the lead. We mentioned earlier that's the guy who took it back against Texas A&M. On the very first play of that game offensively for the Aggies.
Texas has been playing so much man-to-man. Here in 3rd and 10, Greg Brown's going to sit here and zone and just kind of hang out. And I think Joey Harrington expected man-to-man. He threw the ball out into the flat thinking he's throwing it away. And Brown is waiting there. Probably the easiest interception he's had in his career.
35-yard extra point now after the penalty on Brown. Stockton makes it anyway.
It's halftime.
First 14 Oregon.
Longhorns 21.
Second quarter 21 for Texas.
14.
Culligan Holiday Bowl halftime.
The Culligan Holiday Bowl once again.
Well, the Texas Longhorns were in a 14-point hole 13 minutes into this game, and Chris Sims calmly led them back 21 points. So the Longhorns lead by 7 as we get set to start the second half of the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. What a difference in Sims after the game turned around for the Longhorns. Mike Tirico, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit. We'll hear from Jerry Punch in a second. How impressive the way Sims got the team back, because it wasn't a panic mode down 14.
Well, I think it kind of, if you look at this season, it capsules what he did throughout the year and what he learned in this game, down 14-0. Greg Davis, the play caller, the offensive coordinator, did a good job staying conservative. And Chris Sims, I thought, was flawless, made great decisions, and was very calm in the way he led this team coming back and taking the lead.
I want to say something about the Texas defense, though. The score was 14-0, and then Texas went 4th and 1, got some juice. But this is an interesting stat. The last 3 times Oregon's had the football, they've had 14 plays and only 34 yards. The game turned around with Chris Sims, yes, but most of all, the Texas defense has started to come to play.
And credit the Oregon defense. Remember the block punt at the end of the second quarter. Texas had it in great field position at the 30, but the Oregon defense, with some help from some penalties, kept this from being a 2-touchdown deficit for the Ducks. Texas has been penalized 6 times. They have held the ball more time, about 4 minutes more, than Oregon.
Oregon only has 34 yards in the second quarter against Texas.
See, it's Oregon that gets the ball first, though, to start the second half. Stockton gets to the 4, and Allen Robinson will bring it back. To the 29-yard line, the tackle made by Michael. Here's Jerry Punch.
Well, former offensive coordinator and now head coach Mike Bellotti talked to the locker room at halftime about some adjustments offensively. He said, you know, our play action is working well, but we've misconnected on a couple of throws, although play action would have worked. So watch for play action second half. They want to spread them offensively a little bit and try to get some of those big defensive linemen to run, kind of negate some of their strength up front. So spread a little bit in combination with play action, trying to get the Oregon Duck offense moving.
I think that's a great point. And try to use your tight end and your running back. So you had a lot of success with that on play action. Going away from the receivers and getting the backs involved and catching some passes.
First down, Tom. Tried that earlier, and it worked with Howery there, but well covered and snuffed out. You know, these wide receivers for Oregon, outstanding performers, but Quiet Howry 2 catches, and Marshawn Tucker 50 catches on the year, nothing in the first half.
Yeah, just because of the excellent corners that Texas has. Why go with a team strength, even though you feel pretty confident? Every once in a while, it's okay to take a chance, but I think it makes a little bit more sense to go after the linebackers and the safeties in man coverage.
Can you win the game without getting the ball in the hands of Tucker and Howard?
You have to get it to them. It's just you have to pick your spots.
Second and 10. It looked like a little miscommunication there.
That was called the hot pattern. They brought the linebacker right after Harrington, and that vacated the linebacker area, and what he was supposed to do is a hit heel on the quick hot pattern. The quarterback drops back, the linebacker's coming right there, they pick him up, there's an open spot, doesn't quite get the ball to him. Nice play by the Texas defense of blitzing, but still covering up with the better linebacker.
Rawls got in the passing lane. Harrington is fired instead of his last line. Third and 10, they bring pressure.
The pass complete to number 84, Justin Hill.
14 yards. Heel caught a touchdown in the opening quarter.
Getting the ball to the tight end, a man coverage against the strong safety, Greg Brown. Go away from Quentin Cameron and Roderick Faber. Here, Brown gives him a little bit of a cushion. The ball is thrown, by the way, right on the money. You can hear that explode into the chest of Steele all the way up here.
Not a big arm on Harrington, but very solid. He can throw the intermediate route, the 7 to 15-yard passes very effectively. And with a little mustard, as you saw there. Better known as D.D. Lewis, the top tackler on this team. Junior out of Houston. And Texas has gotten back into the Houston area. A big recruiting coup in this Mac Brown era.
D.D. Lewis has started 37
It's a loss of 5 yards, second down and 15 from the 40.
Texas. As you notice that what he was doing, he was watching the receivers, watching the running back. As soon as a hole opened, boom, he closed the hole. D.D. Lewis, 33 straight starts. Good looking football player to me.
Made great progress this year. Former fullback just becomes more instinctive, it seems like, every single week out. Still really learning the position.
Second and 15 from Morris. Out goes Lewis. Not going that way. The open field is
On the handoff. Stopped by Dakari Pearson.
Dakari Pearson, they believe in him. He's a redshirt freshman. They believe the future.
Advance of 5
They
yards.
built the secondary behind Dakari Pearson. He's in the safeties and the Texas defense is very responsible for making sure people are lined up right. He's athletic. He can come up. He can make a big hit. And here, he goes down low and takes down a pretty talented running back in Maurice Moore.
See a major acolyte. Chris Sims warming up with the receivers, hoping the offense gets the ball back after this snap. Third and 10. Again, pressure off the corner. They screen. Morris goes down. Will go. Oregon has tied the game. Evening at the extra point.
And that's good for a Ducks touchdown. A 55-yard touchdown run.
The beauty of the chess match of football. They brought the pressure third down last time. They brought the pressure again, and this time the blitz beater becomes a quick 6. Josh Frankel, the senior from Pacific Palisades in California, looks to tie the game. All even at 21. Most points the Longhorns have given up since the Oklahoma game. Mike Belotti's team scored early in the first, early in the third. The junior from South Carolina puts Oregon back even.
Oregon has tied this game up on a screen. Now they're going to be in man-to-man coverage. Everett Rawls is going to be isolated right here on Mo Morris. Watch the screen here by the tight end Justin Peel. He gets into the way of the linebacker who has him in man coverage. It opened up the play, and once he got to the outside and he picked up blocks, there's nobody on this Texas team that has a chance to catch up to Maurice Morris. But Justin Peel, a little bit shifty there, got into the way of Rawls before, in man coverage, he could go over to the man that he had, which was Maurice Morris.
And Crowds kicking off. It's been 265 games since the last kickoff return for a touchdown by Texas. Big won't do it here. Taken down at the 31. Roy Williams back on the field for Texas. First series, second half for Chris Sims and company. Hodges Mitchell will be just a couple of yards.
The handoff to Hodges Mitchell.
It'll be about 3. He had 15 carries for 44 yards in the first
Tackle.
half.
Halftime, Longhorn coach Mack Brown said it's a typical ball game. One team jumps out early, second team roars back. He wanted to be the team that jumped out early, but they had to be the team that roared back. He said, you know, our young quarterback, Chris Sims, is guilty of what every other young quarterback does. They get excited, they try a little bit too hard, he got into his rhythm, and was able to get the ball off. We're doing well, throwing the ball in the seams. We'd like to crank up our running game in the second half.
They'll pick up a 2, Jerry. They've run for just 48 yards tonight. Sims has a rushing touchdown in the game as well. He has time here. Flushed out the pocket. Roy Williams trying to break open downfield. Sims takes off and gets to the 40. It will be third and about a yard and a half. Chris is 6'5", 222, but has mobility.
See Roy Williams complaining to the official, but Rashad Bowman, we met with him. He said, I like big receivers. We said, boy, what about the advantage that Roy Williams has? You know what he said? I like a bigger. It's a bigger target for me to come up and jam him. And Roy Williams right now, because he's a little sensitive with his ankles and with his quad, he's not getting able the room that will enable him to separate himself from Rashad Bowman.
That physical advantage at the line of scrimmage when being played in man coverage. Bowman's a little bit off, about 4 or 5 yards back here. 32, Sims trying to draw him off with changing the cadence, and it worked. It'll be a Texas first down.
Dead ball foul, offside on the defense. 5 yards from the previous spot.
Jerry, what about Roy Williams?
Well, Mike, he came in tonight with a slight left ankle sprain, but as you mentioned early in the evening, he suffered a quadricep strain on his right leg. You see him trying to run off the field. We'll show you what happened in the very early part of the football game. Watch him try to leg down. He's a sprinter. He pulls up, and that right quadricep muscle was strained. He was taken to the locker room where at halftime he was retaped. I talked to Dr. Kerry Windler, the orthopedic surgeon for Texas. He said, you know what? Normally, with a quad strain, you're done tonight. I doubt he'll be able to contribute much at all here in the second half.
Sims tries to make a big run for Williams, incomplete. Step for step, Bowman with him.
The pass is incomplete.
All the way. Second down coming up.
He had a good year blimp on.
I can see it now, Paul Collins.
Second and 10. Sims fires. A terrific grab by Healy. The young man from Carlsbad, California. He's still a young man. This is his last game. He's in his hometown. There aren't many Californians on the Texas roster, and he's going out with a very good night in his home state.
You call him the young man, and the players call him the old man. We talked about that earlier. He's able to get to the inside. A great throw here to the inside, away from the defensive back. He goes up, makes the catch. The ball comes through, and he's able to get it back. Watch this hit here, right as he releases the ball.
Sideline for Harrington, so the next corner's out. Sims on a boot. It's his night. Brandon Healy. Close to 100 yards. That's his fifth catch.
It's getting close to where I said mark it on your calendar. On that fake punt. Telling you, it's going to turn this ball game around. Texas is fake.
It should. It should, right? However, I would think that, you know what, the thing that's amazing about Brandon Healy is he's known as a possession receiver, and he's come up tonight with some big catches. I mean, he looks good.
5 catches, 98 yards, both career highs, and you don't care who wins this game when you're neutral, but to see somebody come to their hometown have the best night of their career in the last game, you feel good for them. Texas is knocking on the door as we get set to start the final 15 minutes of the early going. They used razzle-dazzle. Joey Harrington caught a touchdown. It was 14-0 Oregon. Chris Sims stayed poised, led 2 long touchdown drives to tie the game. Then Harrington threw an interception. Greg Brown brought it back 23 yards. Texas had the lead. They only scored the third with a 55-yard screen to Morris. We're all even at 21, heading to the final 15 minutes. And now the fourth quarter of the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. Texas got its work done in the second. Oregon 14 in the first. The tying touchdown. First drive the third quarter. Chris Sims leads the Longhorns out at the Oregon 22. First and 10 after back-to-back catches for the senior Brandon Healy. Run inside with Victor Ike across the 20 to the 19-yard line. At the end of the third quarter, Jerry spoke with Mike Bellotti.
Coach, you talked about wanting a close game entering the fourth quarter where you guys have been awfully tough. Now you can turn it over to Joey the General. What about your thoughts?
Well, I wish we'd have completed that pass on the fake punt. You know, they've got good field position right now. Our defense is going to have to stiffen to keep them out of the end zone, force them at least try a field goal. But I'm pleased with where we're at. We certainly grabbed some momentum back from the halftime. And hopefully, again, this puts us in a position where we get a chance to win at the end.
Thanks, Coach.
A concern also, Rashard Bowman out right now for Oregon. Their top cover corner is not in the game. Let's see if Texas takes a shot at the end zone here. Sims intercepted. Keith Lewis makes the pick. The only reason he was on the field is Bowman was not. They were shuffling personnel before the snap.
You know, it's incredible, Mike. They moved Rasuli Webster to corner, and Lewis steps in and makes the interception. He's only been in just for a few plays.
First career interception for the true freshman from Sacramento.
The happiest guy in the world now is the coach that called that fake punt, because he just got a reprieve from the death penalty. Because now it doesn't make any difference. But it didn't look good there for you for a secondary sweetheart.
That's right.
I know.
It wasn't really going out on a limb there. I think this is something that Lewis coming in to make a play like that. That's huge.
Sims' third interception. They run with Mars. They go nowhere. You cannot tell in this era of so much being changed and adjusted at the line if it was a receiver quarterback communication mistake or a poor throw by Chris. Second and 13 and a throwing down. Harrington quick stuff Mars. Lots of room. First down. Took a shot on the sideline from one of the Texas players, Marcus Wilkins, and the General, the fired up adrenaline-pumping quarterback, is right there to defend his running back and keep his guys okay.
Kirk and I talked about this is the best play that you can run against man for man, because what they do is they cross the receivers and they bring Morris out into the flat and hit him. That's why the play worked that time. It's because they're against man for man. Before, they had it against zone. It didn't work so good. Now watch your man Harrington. That looked like you when you played for the Buckeyes. Didn't it? Look at him.
He's fired up. He's trying to get in there to defend his running back. But the crossing routes, it's tough enough for the linebackers to stay with Maurice Morris, let alone when a tight end or a running or a receiver gets in the way of them trying to stay with him. He was all alone out there again.
Sims in the offense, hoping the defense can get Oregon off the field. Here is Mars, who's had a 100-yard night as a receiver, not a rusher. This is, as Jerry alluded to with Mike Bellotti, Joey Harrington's time of the game. The time of the game when his abilities and his leadership come together to give Oregon a chance to win close ones.
He's a great leader. He's got a great field presence. Maybe one of the best senses of the pocket of anybody I've ever coached. Tremendously accurate, but maybe the most important thing, the thing that defines Joey Harrington, is his ability at the end of a game when it's close to raise his level of play and the level of play of the people around him.
You see his starting record. He's also come off the bench to win 2. First down away to the 35. The corner blitz is picked up. Harrington, for a good catch. Keenan Howery, first down. A pickup of 14.
Keenan Howery this time will drive up, and I like this pass protection. What they did is they half-rolled Joey Harrington. He set his feet. They brought the corner, but they were going away from it, Kirk.
Well, Howery's able to get away from Brooks. Brooks is coming in as a nickelback, and the ball is thrown away from Brooks, and a heck of a catch by Howery to go up there. He's known as out of the two receivers, the guy with the hands, and there he proved it.
That's a sweet catch.
That was.
That's a sweet. Get those hands up there, extended, worked off their physical DB. First and 10 to the air again. Picked up the corner blitz again. And the pass is caught by Jason Willis. He is knocked down back where he caught the ball. I guess they said his knee was off the ground when he made the catch and then the run. So they're going to come bring that back. Okay, that's the correct call. First down.
Mike, that was a good call. 2 plays in a row, man. They brought the corners, and both times, one time Oregon rolled away from it, that time they picked it up with a fullback, and both times completions.
And that time Harrington got back, hit that fifth step, and got rid of the football very quickly, aware of the pressure.
First down.
Both coaches working the sidelines now. Mac Brown working the official on his side. Let's check out the call that was made here.
Mac was upset because the receiver here, clearly the right knee goes down for some reason.
But it should have been at the 46, not the 49.
Yeah.
They got 3 yards out of that.
That's right.
That's why Mac was so upset. Officially 13 yards. Nice drive here from Oregon. Morris. Wrapped up by Dakari Pearson first and Quentin Jammer. Morris stretching out his leg there. It always gets cool late in the Holiday Bowl. It's a San Diego trademark with the damp Pacific air. And you see very often muscles tightened up at this point of this game. The quarterbacks tonight, Harrington has had more touchdown success. Remember, he caught one. Chris ran one. The 3 INTs for Sims. Stunted offensive momentum for the Longhorns. Rashard Bowman going back. A little bit of what we mentioned before. That's the best cover corner on this Oregon team. So when Texas gets the ball back, you know where they'll be looking. But they might get it back trailing. Amundsen, the backup tailback, breaks free. Allen Amundsen's fresh legs make it first and goal. Ducks. He banged off 37 on that carry.
They move Marshawn Tucker in motion, fake the reverse, hits the ball to Amundsen. He gets to the outside, but it was a great job of decoying with the receiver, Tucker, to make the defense hesitate just for a second to give that quick pitch enough room to allow the back to accelerate for some big yards.
Well, Amundsen's had 2 big carries in this game tonight. 4 receivers. The 2 starters are near side. Willis and Aleman. Cy Aleman's coming in the game. He's only caught 2 balls all year. Harrington quarterback draw. Harrington touchdown!
And that's a touchdown for the Oregon Ducks. 9-yard touchdown.
Scan Holiday Bowl history. I can't think of many quarterbacks that have run them, thrown them, and caught them. Maybe Steve Young did in that game. We'll check that. Key extra point for Josh Frankel. Oregon regains the lead. 28-21. They've scored the last 14.
Oregon spreads everybody out with 4 receivers in the game. The defensive backs are spread all over the field, allowing Joey Harrington the room to accelerate right up the middle of that tough Longhorn defense for the go-ahead score. But Joey Harrington, he's known for his ability to bring the team back. Look how inspiring he is on the sideline after that score. He wants to win this football game.
Texas down by 7. Open space for Victor Wright. Victor Wright Turns the corner. They haven't done a touchdown return in 266 games, but they do now. Touchdown!
Southmore, 5'11", 195. They get really good wedge, and he breaks it right here by breaking a tackle. Now, Mike, tell me again.
Cam, baby.
How many? Go, Cam. Go, Cam. How many plays? How many times? How many games? No kickoff return?
First time in 266 games. Chris Sims was ready to get back on the field and try to lead the comeback. Mack Brown has so much speed and athletic talent. It's been a big thing around Austin. 1978 was the last time Texas had a kickoff return for a touchdown.
That is the yo of the night.
It's the yo of the year.
Yo of the year.
Stockton ties the game at 28.
One after attempt is good. Victor Wright.
The last one to do it was Johnny Lamb Jones, a 100-yarder against the old ponies of SMU. Victor Wright makes the change. Brian Cablecamp, 93 yards. Tie game in the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. All right.
Go Cablecamp.
First words out of Mr. Herbert's mouth tonight. Not a big play. New game at 28, 9:25 to go. From the 8, Amundsen on a big run earlier, taken down at the 32-yard line. Reed Boyd, reserve middle linebacker. After the Ike return, the Oregon offense gets little time to enjoy its 9-play, 90-yard drive. They're right back on the field. Morris runs. 4-3. Corey Redding, sophomore tackle.
Tackle made by Corey Redding.
Kirk, is it hard as a quarterback when your team has a great drive? Now you're right back on the field. All your hard work, you're right back where you started a minute ago.
Well, the emotions are really what are so difficult to prepare for as far as how you deal with them, because he just came off the sideline yelling and getting crazy and talking to the defense about stopping them and winning this game, and all of a sudden it's tied back up and you got to send the offense back out. The adrenaline releases out of your body.
Option look, late pitch, Morris, it worked though. 40-yard line, first down.
One thing, though, from a coach's standpoint that he has going for him, the game is tied. He doesn't have to answer and come from behind. Psychologically, it's really tough when you have to answer, when you have to come back. You know, a team jumps ahead of you.
Yeah.
If there is a reason to get upset, uptight, you're not going to see it in Mike Bellotti. His team plays with poise. He is poised. His players often joke if he ever gets a hair on his head or his mustache ever out of place. He always looks the picture of perfect composure.
His record is 24-8 with games decided by a touchdown or less. So he knows how to win these kind of ball games.
They've been in this situation all year long.
Sure.
Third and a long yard. Throw for it. Nice catch for the first down and much more for Willis. Oh, Jason Willis, the third receiver, sophomore from a couple hours north of here in L.A. Picked up 16 there. Oregon moving it again on Texas.
Again, going to the inside, kind of the secondary receivers. Willis, you can see the corner comes over late, gets a little bit caught up there, and goes to the outside with the receiver that went to the flat, and it opened it wide open for Willis. I'll tell you, Joey Harrington sits back there. He's a prototypical pocket quarterback. Sits back there, makes great decisions, and puts some zip on the ball. Both these guys tonight have thrown the ball pretty accurate.
Harrington has hit his last 4 passes. Make it 5 at the 31. First down, Marshawn Tucker the grab.
Well, Joey Harrington's done a little bit of everything tonight. Early in the game, he got things started. Little misdirection, bootleg, touchdown to put the Ducks up. He caught a touchdown. This is looking like Steve Young back in '82 for BYU. Rumbling, fumbling, stumbling into the end zone, and here, running it in on a quarterback draw. And at that point, it looked like the Ducks had control of this game, but Texas has brought it right back with a kickoff return to tie this thing up.
Remember, Joey Harrington led the Pac-10 in total offense, averaging over 250 yards per game. This is a good player.
Take the action to Tucker. Come back for Peel, the tight end with room. Justin Peel to the 8-yard line. Oregon had to win this game from a scheme standpoint. Do some crossing of receivers, get people outside the hash mark, and they have done a terrific game plan job tonight.
Jeff Tedford, the offensive coordinator for the Oregon Ducks, deserves a salute because you're right, Mike. We've been talking about it all night. Seems like they've had a lot of different action in the backfield, faking reverses, faking the backs, a lot of receivers crossing, and they're trying to confuse the Texas defense, and they've done a great job. There he is, Jeff Tedford. A lot of times his name comes up as a possible head coach, especially out on the West Coast. He will one day make an excellent head coach.
Play clock spinning down at 6 and now 5.
Remember, a quarterback draw scored down here.
They'll run it. Willis. Oregon leads.
The ball goes. It's good for Willis. And that's a touchdown for the Ducks.
Sophomore from LA with the touchdown run. And now the extra point to make it a 7-point advantage. Joey Harrington and company getting the job done. Jason Willis didn't find the end zone all year, but he did carry it 5 times. This one to the end zone. And Oregon could have been deflated after the Texas kickoff return, but a response from the Ducks. Now it's the turn of Texas. They're down 7. They took the last one back. Victor Reich in Texas. This time brought down at the 30. So now Chris Sims in the Longhorn offense. Maybe their last full possession with 5:36 to go.
It's the kind of situation I'm sure Chris Sims, growing up, dreamed of having. Now he has to go out and execute.
Right, the move man. 5 in the pattern. Middle route, B.J. Johnson. 46-yard line. True freshman. 15 yards, first down.
They have to get the football in the hands of B.J. Johnson. I mean, if you look at what Healy has done tonight, he's made some big catches. But as far as that spark, as far as the guy that can make the big catch and take it the distance, it's B.J. Johnson. Here in the slot, he's able to get through, get to the middle of the field. And Chris Sims, again, puts that ball right on the money. In that zone defense, he found the hole.
Without Ballman on the field, maybe more zone from Oregon. 4 catches, 42 yards, Johnson. Inside of 3 minutes now. Sims looking for the tie. Roy Williams! Incomplete, and a flag is down. Brian Johnson, the backup in because of the injury, had a hand on Williams.
Roy Williams looks like he's at about 70% out there, you know. He's coming off the field now. You knew it was a matter of time that they were going to try to take a chance and go after Brian Johnson. And just take a look at how he's going down the field. I mean, he finally tries to turn it on towards the end, and Brian Johnson just grabbed a hold of his shoulder pad.
I think he was trying to set him up, looking like he was just kind of, I tell you, I think he was running full speed, but he was trying to set up. Remember one situation, though, and I don't want to be negative, but Chris Sims was in this situation before, and he threw an interception.
Earlier in this half.
Thank you.
Down here.
Very difficult situation here because the field, it doesn't have the depth anymore, Kirk, and there's more chances for interceptions also.
Without Hodges Mitchell in there, his versatility, it's tougher.
Well, you got 3 big weapons on this team, and 2 of them are out with injury. That's B.J. Johnson in the slot. Touchdown! No, he dropped it! Oh. Johnson had 6, and he knows it.
Got to get the ball to B.J. Johnson because Roy Williams is a go-to receiver. He's out of the game. And B.J. Johnson's the guy that at this point, he's got to be able to make the big catch. He's done it all year. It's one of those chances. 10 throws like that. He caught it with his legs in the back end there. 10 throws, he maybe makes that catch 9 times. Unbelievable that he dropped that one.
Excellent offensive line protection so far by Texas also in the clutch.
Good point, Coach.
Giving them very good time.
5 in the pattern. Sims buying time. Threw this one away. Good play. Good play. It was caught by a Longhorn, though. You know, Phil Sims, Chris's dad, was at the Texas A&M game because his schedule worked out well. He's doing a CBS playoff game on Sunday with Baltimore and Denver in Baltimore. He couldn't be here tonight. I am sure, and I worked with Phil for a year on our NFL Prime Monday show on ESPN. I am sure that Phil is in his hotel room. Just
dialed in.
Dying with every snap here. Calm like he was as a quarterback, but inside churning like nobody's business.
I bet it's a little bit different than when it's your son compared to when it's you out there.
I'll tell you one thing, there's another person out there doing the same thing. His mother.
Diana's here at the game tonight.
Absolutely.
3rd and 10 for Sims and the Longhorns. All the Longhorn parents and fans are hanging with every snap. Johnson again. Fourth and 10, 2:31 left. All of their timeouts left. Going for it.
B.J. Johnson has another chance. And this one, I tell you what, I don't like the way he's letting the ball hit his body. It looks like he's lost his confidence because he should have reached right out there that time, Kirk, and caught it with his hand. See how he tried to cradle it?
Tried to bring it in. I think he also might have felt Michael Collier, the linebacker.
They've made 2 4th downs already in this quarter.
I go right at Bowman at the right-hand corner over here. Right there.
Williams. Couldn't hang on. Game is not over yet. Texas has 3 timeouts and 2:24 left. Oregon's going to have to make 2 first downs to win the game.
Lee, you called it.
Absolutely.
You have Roy Williams at 6'5", 210 pounds. You have a guy that's been sitting out most of the second half. You put it up in the air and hope the bigger receiver can make the catch. The ball again, it's perfectly thrown. That's the 3rd time in the last 3 plays that he's put the ball right on the money for a touchdown. And the young receivers that have been able to come up with the catches all year dropped the ball.
Chris Sims, 16 of 28, but stats lie sometimes. 5 drops tonight, 3 on perfect passes on that drive.
And remember, by true freshmen, that's the secret. They've never been in a situation like this, even though they played some big games, and that's why I think they dropped the football.
Defense has given up 35. They can earn something back here. Amundsen gets a couple of yards. Will Texas use the timeout here? Yes, they will. At the 2:18 mark, the clock is stopped. Less than a yard picked up on first down. It's 2nd and a long 9. Texas still has 2 timeouts left. They will throw on 2nd down and get the first down.
I can't believe it.
Keenan Howery. Good job, Herbie. During the commercial, Kirk said, I would not be surprised if they throw here on 2nd down. It's exactly what they did. Harrington took a shot. He's up hobbling after the 12-yard pickup.
And let me say, I said, Herb Street, you're crazy. And the reason why you're crazy, there's 2 timeouts left. You've got to make Texas use their timeouts and don't throw the football.
As much as I agree with you, I just know Jeff Tedford and the way his mind works. He cramped up there right after he threw the ball. Jeff Tedford's a guy that thinks he's proactive. Rather than having to maybe throw on 3rd down, he wants to throw on 2nd. Now he knows he's going to be able to burn more clock. And now Texas only has 2 timeouts. Great call.
One more first down.
Yeah, great call because it worked.
That's right. It works. That's a great call.
I say nothing.
More first down. This game is over.
I love the football!
And the Longhorns have an incredible 2
also one thing is very important. When he tried to reach out there, he couldn't quite get it. Watch it. Right there, the ball went right into the pocket. Almondson didn't hold it, and we got ourselves a football game again.
Again. It's the Holiday Bowl. It's crazy. And I think Mike Tirico is exactly right. I think the cramp prevented Joey Harrington from getting wide enough to hand the ball off to Almondson.
The beauty of sports is redemption. And the opportunity is here for the freshman receivers, Williams and Johnson. 97 seconds left. Sims from the pocket. That one's over Johnson's head and incomplete.
Pass incomplete. The intended receiver.
Sports Center will come your way as soon as we're to what a terrific set of bowl games we've had today on ESPN. The LSU dramatic comeback over Georgia Tech in Atlanta to win the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. It started with the conference champions meeting in the AXA Equitable Liberty Bowl with Colorado State and Louisville, and concludes here with the best of the non-New Year's Day bowl games. 2 9-win teams. Their only conference loss to teams that are in the BCS. Oregon to Oregon State. Texas to #1 Oklahoma. Longhorns trying to tie the game. Sims waits and throws, and it's intercepted! Rashard Bowman, who came out from the injury, comes up with the interception.
You still want to go at him?
Excuse me.
He had a player, too.
Wait a minute.
He had a player warm up.
Wait a second. Yes, thank you, sweetheart. I said go after him when he came out for the first play. I didn't say go after him after he warmed up. Thank you very much. I just thought I'd mention it.
All right.
But now, the key thing about Bowman in his play, he reads this cut. Remember, we had him in that meeting, and he said he would take a chance every once in a while and try to read the cut, Kurt. I think he did it here.
He jumped the curve. He jumped the route, took a chance, and Roy Williams, I'm telling you, he's running at 60 or 70%, and I think he's so slow on his cut that Bowman, who's such an experienced corner, read it, knew exactly where to step in front of the pass thrown by Chris.
They're smart.
They'll take 23, 2 timeouts. They still need to make a first down. Or at least run the ball. They can't just take a knee. Because running the ball now wastes some time. Minute 17 here to go.
I hate to disagree with you.
Go ahead.
Because every time you take the ball and you try to hand it off, you have a chance for a fumble. They could get the 2 timeouts. They could get 2 timeouts and have the game run. And all they have to do, if nothing else, they could take a safety.
Could take a safety.
They could take a safety.
What I was saying was they cannot run out the clock just by taking a knee.
That's right. But I think they should not hand it off. Take the knee, take a safety, and get out of here lucky to win.
This bowl game has delivered again. It's the 14th time in 23 games it can be decided in the final 2 minutes. 2nd and 8. Morris back in the game. 3rd down coming up. Mack Brown will take his final timeout here at the 1:12 mark. Well, Joey Harrington will join 2 other players who have caught, thrown, and run in a touchdown in a Holiday Bowl. Steve Young, BYU, 83, the win against Missouri, and Bucky Richardson, Texas A&M quarterback, did it in 1990, also against, or that was against BYU. Minute 12 left. They run. Morris got smacked around.
Right there.
He goes down. Probably be able to run the clock down to 30 seconds. I think it's going to be whistled in for play here momentarily. There you go at 57, so they'll be able to take it down. The play clock didn't start for 4 seconds. Texas got jobbed 4 seconds on the play clock.
I'd take a safety right now, and then I would kick off from the 20.
No matter what happens in this game, the way it ends, 2001, both these teams are going to come back with great football teams. Oregon's entire offense, for the most part, returns. They lose one of their wide receivers. They're going to have to replace some defensive players. And Texas, I'm sure, is going to be in every publication.
I'll tell you what else.
Before you go, Lee, the red line in there will tell you with the punt return and length of punt where, by average, Texas should get the ball if Oregon kicks it. Go ahead.
Texas has top 44 players coming. They have 84% of those guys are underclassmen, freshmen and sophomores. I mean, that's a lot of good-looking football players coming back. Texas.
Texas will be preseason top 5. Oregon will be a preseason team, and probably looked at with Joey Harrington coming back and a lot of other skilled players coming back. Maurice Morris.
Well, let's see. They take the safety.
I don't know, but I would take a safety.
They have the quarterback Harrington in there. They have the punter Curtis Dorr in there as well. They'll throw it back to Dorr, who wastes some time.
Don't do that.
Waste some time on the end line.
That's it.
Step out, take the safety with 21 seconds to go. It's 35-30. Free kick for Oregon coming from its own 20-yard line.
And you can punt it. You don't have to kick it off.
Yeah,
do either one.
And also, it's an interesting point here. Paul Horning taught me this. You can fair catch this play
and free kick it
and then you could get and kick it a field goal if you needed to, but they couldn't do that. But you could get a fair catch so you don't waste any time. Your quarterback gets to throw the football instead of trying to run it back.
One reason I say this is a little bit scary, a little risky, because the talent that they have at receiver, all it takes is one play of B.J. Johnson to be able to get behind, or Roy Williams to get behind that secondary, and they can score a touchdown. And you go from maybe at the worst having the game tied to losing the game.
A tip ball. You were worried about the block punt as coach.
Exactly. I was worried about the block punt, and I'm also worried about them returning a punt for a touchdown, where this is going to be very difficult for them to return because you got all your guys spread out.
Right.
When you have a punt, you have them all in there tight. That's why I agree, win or lose, I agree with Mike Bellotti's philosophy of taking a safety here.
This is part of the head coaching job, the tactics as the game goes on.
Instead of strategy when you have coaching meetings.
So they punt. Take it right out of bounds at the 38-yard line, unable to return it. So the Longhorns will have 62 yards to go. 19 seconds, no timeouts, needing a touchdown.
Remember, this is the Holiday Bowl is known for some crazy finishes.
I won a game here, 38-37 on the last play of the game, and a guy missed an easy field goal. This is anything can happen.
The second Holiday Bowl. Roy Williams in the game. Montrell Flowers, 4 receivers. You don't have to go for the end zone on this play. You can get a chunk of 15 yards quick, so you're close enough. Chris Sims has the arm to throw it this far.
We got Roy Williams down here at the bottom.
He's trying to get free. They clear out space. It is caught by Sloan Thomas. He gets out of bounds, and now they're going to have a couple of shots from 44 yards to go to the end zone here.
This is scary.
This is scary.
Now it's scary.
Yeah.
Now it's scary.
I don't know if he should have taken that safety or not now.
Now they're just one tip pass away from losing this game. Here's Roy Williams right at the bottom.
He has not been able to run full speed. 12 seconds. Sims now flush. Did he get it away? They want grounding. No grounding flag came down. It will be an incomplete pass unless they say it was a sack.
All right, let me give you a story that happened to me. You see the situation with 6 seconds to go? This is not grounding because there was a receiver in the bottom corner.
So it was.
I lost the football game
Take me back to the big
to
house.
Michigan, the big house, with Anthony Carter in the exact same situation. And this is what I would do. I'd send everybody deep, and I'd send somebody dragging across, and I hit him in the middle and let him try to run for a touchdown. And that's how Anthony Carter beat me with 6 seconds to go.
The receiver in the area saved them. The ball did not cross the line of scrimmage when thrown there. This could be the final play of the game. They may squeeze another one in. I don't think so. 3 receivers up top. Is it another Holiday Bowl miracle finish? Final play of the game. Sims unloads for the end zone. Incomplete. And for the first time in school history, Oregon has won 10 games.
The Texas Longhorns returning. And once again, the Supreme Community Holiday Bowl fireworks extravaganza will commence following the long game.
Mr. and Mrs. Bellotti. Get the shower at the end of the night. Frustrating end of the game and season for Chris Sims. Cannot lay it on his head, although the interception late. 3 touchdown passes dropped. Joey Harrington responsible for 4 scores. Visits with Major Applewhite and Chris Sims at the end of this game. Jerry Punch with Mike Bellotti.
Coach, this one had it all. Quarterbacks throwing, running, passing, or, catching touchdown passes and dramatic finishes. What an effort by your football team.
Absolutely. I will tell you this. I didn't think either team wanted to win it at the end because we kept making mistakes. I wasn't completely proud of our poise down the stretch. But I do think these kids are something special. 10 wins is awesome. That's a great football team in Texas, and our kids played with them. We had about 4 or 5 kids come back and get cramps. Really work hard at it. The composure of this group of kids, even though we didn't do it as well as I'd like, I think is awesome.
What does this mean for the first time in Oregon history, a 10-win season?
Well, I'm very proud of this group of seniors, for this group of coaches, for all of our players in the program. 10 wins is awesome. That's a number. That's a top 10 or 5 national ranking. We'll see how this whole thing shakes out. I'm lobbying, obviously, but I think it's awesome. It'll sink in as I got to think about it a little bit.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. Go celebrate.
Thanks. I will. I got to get the water out of my ear first. But
Thank you, Jerry. Mike Tirico saying so long from beautiful San Diego. Now here's SportsCenter.
Come around on